What's going on, people? Welcome to a new edition of the WTPNE podcast. It's getting better and better. Hopefully everybody is watching and viewing the other ones as well. I'll put a link to the playlist in the description box, as well as the topics that you're going to be hearing today. You're going to see those in the description box as well, and I'll put the links to make sure that you also subscribe to my other channels as well. Also, make sure that you are following me on social media to keep up with me. I would prefer that y'all subscribe to Twitter, because you know everybody says that they're getting those notifications extremely quickly. So make sure that y'all are there, because that's the best place to go. Even if you may not like the platform, if you want to keep up with my content, you need to have one. And you need to be subscribed to me. They also have a notification bell in there that you can follow, you know. Also subscribe to Twitch. I'm slowly making a move there. But I will also periodically go live here on YouTube, but just on various different channels. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So make sure y'all continue to donate and support, because, you know, people don't like what I have to say. My opinion hurts feelings. So make sure y'all go and do that. Now, the first topic of this video is going to be, or this podcast is going to be, Roseanne Barr. For those of you who don't know, Roseanne show got canceled by ABC. And this is the same network, I believe, that canceled Tim Allen's show, which was one of their highest rated shows. They even attempted to sabotage it by putting it on Friday nights, and the show was still pulling in good ratings. And they still decided to get rid of that show because he is a conservative, and she is as well. And she posted a tweet that has caused a lot of outrage, to the point to where they had to cancel her show. Well, they didn't have to, but they decided to. I'm not saying that what she said was right. I'm not in agreement of it. I thought it was absolutely stupid. She has done things like this before. She's dressed up in Nazi uniforms and things of that nature. She went at Chelsea Clinton. Actually, earlier, I believe, in the day, she went at Chelsea Clinton, called her Chelsea Soros, in reference to George Soros. So she's used to saying controversial things on social media. Probably other things that I can't remember or not really aware of. Maybe y'all are more aware of it than me. But just looking at what she tweeted about Valerie Jarrett, and compared the Muslim Brotherhood. They said the tweet was, if the Muslim Brotherhood and the Planet of the Apes had a baby, it would be Valerie Jarrett. And people took that as, you're calling a black woman a monkey. First off, Valerie Jarrett is nowhere near black. I mean, she may have a little black in her, but I mean, come on. But I just, one of the things that's really bothering me about this is black people are hopping on this as if this was an attack on them. I can understand socially her saying this, it ruffling feathers and getting people upset. But why are black people upset? Because to me, I don't even see Valerie Jarrett really as a black woman. I mean, if you look at all these, these particular, melanated people who complain about colorism, if they had to compare themselves to Valerie Jarrett, they would dismiss her as being black. So now all of a sudden, because Roseanne Barr made that tweet, a bad joke at that, now all of a sudden she's a black woman. She's being discriminated against. This is racism. Okay. I kind of feel like ABC they really they got rid of a show that in the first season alone brought in $45 million in revenue for ABC, which is very desperately needed, because they don't have a lot of top shows on ABC. This is why Shonda Rhimes has executive producing as many shows as she's executive producing, because she seems like the only one who can bring good television to that platform that they will accept. Okay. But when you got the Tim Allen's, who has a high, a show that's getting good ratings, and you get rid of his show because you don't like his politics. And with Roseanne, I mean, she apologized. You should hold her accountable, but to just erase her show off of your website and off of these other streaming services, and you're replacing her. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. This is public pressure at its worst. It's like, again, I don't agree with the tweet. I thought the tweet was terrible, because you have to understand the social climate, and I don't think that she really understood the social climate. That's what it seemed like to me. I just feel like she doesn't understand it. Maybe she does and she doesn't care. But looking at the fact that people get outraged over the most minute of things, let y'all know that they will get triggered over her saying something like she tweeted. You had Wanda Sykes leaving the show. You had other people speaking out against her, being in disgust. All these people have all this to say. And the thing is that comedy actually used to be worse than this. People would actually say worse, but people didn't care and they understood it. But socially, you can't really offend anybody. You have to go along just to get along. You have to basically say things that will appease everybody, or you're going to be apologizing. But again, just like I said, I said in my stream yesterday, apologies aren't going to be enough. Apologies is not going to be enough. People are out. When people are out for a pound of flesh, apologies are not going to be enough anymore. They're going to want to ruin you. And that's what it seems like to me with this situation. Her apologizing for a bad joke wasn't enough. Now they want to ruin her. They want to take her show off television. And again, this is all her doing because she did not have to say the things that she's saying, because she needs to understand when you're on a network like ABC, you're going to have to watch your P's and Q's, because they're going to use whatever they can to get you out of there. Because Roseanne's show in one season in the revival of the show, they became ABC's #1 show. And I knew there were people who could not stand it, because if you look at the dynamic of the household and the couple, they are a Trump supporting couple. Same thing with Tim Allen. He was a conservative on his show. He had a conservative family, right? Conservative values. They don't want that on TV anymore. We used to see that in the 80s and 90s. They don't want that on TV anymore. They want the how to get away with murders. They want the scandals. That's the type of crap they want on TV. They want the love and hip hops. They want to see women doing dysfunctional things. And when we speak out against that, you got women who will be upset at us for basically calling out people who are exploiting you. That's what they want on TV. They don't want any type of conservative anything on TV unless they're making fun of it. If they can't make fun of it, they don't want it on TV. And they use this opportunity as a way to get rid of a show that was going to bring them a lot of money. In one season, that show made $45 million for ABC, from what I understand. So I don't know what was going to happen from here. I just think that this situation, that it was a lose-lose situation with her show. I know people just couldn't stand that Roseanne still has an audience and that she is a conservative. But y'all can let me know what you think in the comment section below. A tweet in bad taste leads to all of this, show being pulled, So that's that. Y'all can let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Let me talk about Antonio Brown, okay? Antonio Brown was on Instagram, and he put up a post of a picture with Arriana Grande. Now, she just broke up with Mac Miller. Mac Miller's from Pittsburgh, and the photo was of her being at a Pittsburgh Steelers game, right? So this guy who was in a relationship, I believe he's engaged to his kid's mother, right? He put this post up and said, "You're still welcome at Steelers game, baby, at Arriana Grande, #booming." And then she replied, "Ha ha ha, are you okay?" Then Jimmy Butler decided to get into it, because y'all know these brothers, when they out here, you know, there's a little thirst, and a female response to the thirst, they come a calling. Now, mind you, Arriana Grande has a new boyfriend, okay? His name is Pete Davidson. But anyway, Jimmy Butler says, "I'm welcome too, haha, even though I'd probably want Arriana Grande at my games more anyway," shaking my head. I guess because Antonio Brown was able to get a response. You know, Jimmy Butler feels like he should get a response as well. But then her boyfriend comes into the comment section under the post that Antonio Brown posted and says, "Hey, cutie, you up?" With the eyes, with the smiling, you know, hearts in the eyes emojis. And, you know, again, it just highlights what we know about a lot of these guys, man. They don't respect the women that they with, and they're constantly out here trying to throw some thirst for women that ain't with them. I know y'all gonna say, "Well, he just put up an innocent post." Listen, dude, listen. You say that, but I believe he put that up because he probably didn't know that she was in a new relationship. And he felt like, you know, let me go ahead and shoot my shot at her, you know, see if she'll respond. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, Antonio Brown, come on, man. As much issues as you have with Instagram and women, you need to calm down on that a little bit, okay? Okay? I don't know if your girl must not be a jealous girl, because she must be cool with you just, you know, shooting your shot low key at chicks. Instead of going into DMs, what they do is they put these posts up on Instagram just to get their attention. They'll tag them in it. And it did what it's supposed to, because she came right into his comment section and responded. But, you know, and, you know, boyfriend was right there to let him know he's there. So Antonio Brown loves to shoot shots on it, like to holler at chicks on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Even though he has a girlfriend. Let me know what y'all think about that in the comment section below, all right? Let's talk about Tiffany Haddish, actress. You know, she has ascended very quickly in the movie comedy scene over the past year or so. And according to TMZ, her ex-husband is suing her basically for defamation. She, I believe, wrote a book, and she accused him of being abusive and being the reason why she lost her unborn child. According to TMZ, it says Tiffany Haddish's biography, which paints her unnamed ex-husband as an abuser, stalker, and the possible reason for the death of their unborn child, is full of lies, so claims her ex in a new lawsuit. William Stewart says Haddish, the last black unicorn, labels him a monster in the chapter titled The Ex-Husband. While Haddish never mentions Stewart by name, he claims he's the only person she's ever been married to, making him easily identifiable. According to a lawsuit obtained by TMZ, Haddish details her ex-husband choking, kidnapping, and stalking her during their 5-year marriage. In the bio, Haddish also hints at the fact that Stewart's alleged abuse was to blame for the death of their unborn child. Stewart fires back in the docs, claiming that they lost the child because Tiffany Haddish went to go have an abortion. So he's basically saying that she had an abortion. That's why they lost the baby. Not abuse. Because the only way that this guy can really make her lose her child due to abuse is if he's literally beating on her stomach. And the high rate that these chicks are having abortions, it really wouldn't surprise me. And the fact that he's suing her lets me know that he feels like he can prove it. Stewart says he and Tiffany were married in 2008 and divorced in 2013. Not married twice and divorced twice like Tiffany claims in the bio. He also claims allegations she made in 2011 restraining order filed against him were false and dismissed in court. Williams also pissed Haddish went after his own mother, Elnora Daughtry, in the book, claiming she abused Stewart as a child and was unaware he was abusing Tiffany, but did nothing to stop it. Now, I have to say this though. There is a let's say trend, but there is some correlation between being abused as a child and growing up to be physically aggressive with people. Look at the situation with Dr. Dre. He's been accused of being a woman beater, so to speak. But from my understanding, he grew up with an abusive mother. And you have people who they deal with, situations in their childhood in different ways. And one of those could be domestic violence. Real, not phony or fraudulent fake domestic violence. I mean, real domestic violence. It's the same as when women have childhoods where they were abused. They abuse their kids, So there's some correlation there, Not saying it's in this situation, but she could honestly have believed that happened, and that's why she put that in her book. Stewart's attorney, Michael Sterling, tells TMZ for the defendant's own profit, they painted my clients as abusers in a best-selling book. After a thorough review of the facts and evidence, we know that the assertions made by the defendants about my clients in The Last Black Unicorn was patently untrue. He continues, powerful people and influential corporations can't intentionally and recklessly destroy someone's reputation with malicious lies for their own profit. After exhausting our ability to solve this matter privately, we have been left with no choice but to seek legal recourse. We look forward to our day in court. Stewart, who's also a decorated U.S. Army vet, is suing for libel, slander, and defamation and asking for damages in excess of $1 million. He also named the book's co-author Tucker Max and publisher Simon Schuster as defendants. Well, she hasn't responded. From my understanding, maybe y'all know, but this article was originally written almost 5 days ago, and she has not really responded. So either her lawyers is telling her not to respond. Again, if y'all know, y'all have done more research on this than me. I'm only doing the preliminary research enough to do this video. So y'all can let me know if there's any more additional info I need to know. If there's any articles I need to see, just let me know. But from my understanding, she hasn't responded, which lets me know there could be some truth to this. Maybe he did his research. Maybe he got the right people representing him to go through the book and really find things that she wrote that weren't true. Maybe she didn't think that he would look at the book. Maybe she didn't think that he would sue her. Maybe he did hit her, and maybe she thought that there was enough there to where she can put in her book, maybe fib on a few things, but he would never be able to refute it because maybe it happened in this situation. But Tiffany Haddish is, she's pretty much a star now, and she could say he's seeking money, he's seeking to get financial gain. It could look like that. That's probably what it is, because I'm not sure, but wasn't this book written? And see when this book was written. But I don't think this book. Let's see. Let me look it up real quick while I'm doing this live. Let me look up, see when this book was written. Let's see when this book was written. The Last Black Unicorn. When was it written? Okay, so she just published a book in December of last year. Okay, so she just published a book, and he went and read it and went and lawyered up to say, hey, she's saying a bunch of crazy shit about me. And I think that he probably did try to settle it privately and wanted monetary. But the thing is this though, and this is where I don't understand. Like, this is on his part. This is the one thing I don't get about the situation with him. So you wanted to settle it privately. Did you want financial gain privately? Because if you're suing because she's hurting your reputation, if y'all would have settled it privately, that book is still going to be published. She's still going to get royalties off that book. So again, if she's still getting paid off the book, How are you going to gain any of your reputation back if you're seeking to settle this privately, sir? That's my only issue with it. Unless you were going to get her to retract things in her book, and she's not going to do that. Simon and Schuster aren't going to allow her to do that. So what? She's going to give you some money and so you can feel better about yourself. I mean, how is trying to settle it privately? Now, that's where he may have fucked up, because trying to settle it privately is not going to change the fact that she wrote this book, and the book is not coming off the shelves unless he can prove in court that she lied, and the publishing company has no choice but to make changes. But I don't think that's happening. So we'll see what happens next. Y'all can let me know what you think in the comment section below on this. Let me know your thoughts on that particular topic. Okay, let's talk about this Solo film, right? Like, I'm just gonna say this. The media sabotaged this movie, man. I think a lot of bloggers who are fed up with the focus of the particular Lucas film franchises. I think that what this was, and again, I think that this may not have been the best weekend to premiere a movie. I don't know what it was, but maybe people just weren't willing to go see a movie this weekend. We can count that. We can put that into the consideration. Maybe they thought this was going to be the perfect weekend, Memorial Day weekend, to premiere this film. But people were probably doing a lot of traveling during this particular weekend. They weren't thinking about going to the movies. We could all assess that as being a problem, okay? But looking at the numbers, according to TheRinger.com, on the Solo film, and the fact that you had media people and you had movie reviewers who were down on this film before it even got off kilter because of the changes with the directors, the fact that you got Kathleen Kennedy running Lucasfilms, the fact that there was some issues as far as the direction of the film itself. The lead character, people weren't sold on him. The fact that they're talking about Lando being pansexual. I mean, there was a lot of things going into this film, and I think that people had a bad taste in their mouth with The Last Jedi, and I think that because of that, I think that all played a big part into what it became of this film, which barely got over what the budget of the film was. But according to The Ringer, it says the first time the Star Wars franchise doesn't feel invincible. So for the first time, the Star Wars franchise doesn't feel invincible. Solo, a Star Wars story, had a dismal opening weekend over the Memorial Day holiday, grossing $83.3 million domestically over the 3-day period. That is low. And no matter how much money a film makes overseas, the domestic money counts the most, And just north of $100 million for the full 4 days, the film didn't fare any better overseas, sputtering at $65 million total in every major market except Japan, where Solo won't open until June 29th. Yeah, I just think that the direction of the films and the fact you had to change directors, and you got Kathleen Kennedy, who's been firing directors left and right because she don't know what she's doing. She doesn't really know a direction, but she wants it to be very PC. She wants it to be very social. She wants to be very female centric. And from because I didn't see the film, I was thinking about going to see it, but I didn't go see it. I heard that they completely ruined the Han Solo character. And I just don't like when film franchises reboot and they just ruin the main characters. They go from being, iconic and classic to just being completely ruined, and no one wants to go see it. It gets to that point, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, they need to change it all the way at the top. If you look at their neighbor right next door to them, which is Marvel, how they are run like a well-oiled machine. They have a vision. They know what they want to do. Kathleen Kennedy doesn't have that. That's why she has to fire directors left and right. because she don't know what she's doing. She was put in that position because she was a holdover from Steven Spielberg and Lucas, George Lucas. Like, that's why she's there. They need to put somebody in position to run Lucasfilms that actually loves Star Wars and that actually has a vision. You know, I mean, as much as I may not have been a fan of The Force Awakens, I think J.J. Abrams could do a better job at putting together a vision for Star Wars than Kathleen Kennedy, you know. But I just feel like she's trying to make it more geared towards, you know, feminists and SJWs and not really caring about the product. This is the same woman who said that she doesn't care about the male fans of Star Wars. That don't quote me on that, but I think she said something close to that. You can go look it up. She said that I was gonna make a video about this a while back, but I didn't. And I think that's the type of attitude that's going to ruin Lucasfilms. I know George Lucas is looking from afar in just disbelief, but the reason why he goes along with it is because he's still getting a check from them. Even though Disney bought the company, I'm pretty sure they give him kickbacks. They'll allow him to continue to do. I think he does the Star Wars animated series. I think he still does those, and I think he still works on the video games as well. So he still is able to do the things that I think he wants to do. I don't think he really cares for filmmaking very much, and he's not really going to say anything about the direction of that company. And I just think they need a change, you know, or they're going to continue to have movies go down and down. Because this movie should have, if this movie had the right director, the right lead actor, the right vision, the right people running it, this movie would have done easily over 400 or 500 million this weekend, you know, instead of barely getting back to what they spent to make it, you know. But we'll see. Y'all let me know what y'all think on that in the comment section below. In the last topic, I'm going to talk about Ben Simmons. Okay, this is a guy who had a really great second year, even though his first season he didn't play. People want to talk about his rookie of the year. No, he should be like their comeback player of the year. I don't know if the NBA gives those awards, but he would be a comeback player of the year to me. Maybe he gets the second year player of the year award. I don't know. Sophomore year award. I don't know. You know, the best who had the best sophomore year. But according to page 6, Ben Simmons, you know, point guard for the Philadelphia 76ers. I believe he's a point guard. Oh, well, he's a guard to me. I think he's a guard. Yeah, point guard. He's dating Kendall Jenner. Or Kendall Jenner, she was with Blake Griffin, then that didn't work because he was no longer, from what I understand, he's no longer in LA, so you know she has no interest in him anymore. Now she's dating Ben Simmons. According to page 6, it says Kendall Jenner's dating 76er Ben Simmons. Multiple sources tell page 6 exclusively. An insider familiar with the duo says the romance has been going on for a few weeks. Another source tells us the pair was spotted this week on a lunch date at a Beverly Hills hotel, and a third source said that Jenner, 22, and Simmons, 21, was seen last week in Manhattan with a group of friends at the Clubby Bowery restaurant Vandal. Security measures seem to have been taken to ensure Kendall and Ben enjoyed their night hassle-free, says a witness. They were smiling the night away with their friends. Supermodel and reality star Jenner is rebounding with another NBA star. Jenner spent Memorial Day weekend. I'm reading that bullshit. But anyway, y'all get the gist of what I'm saying. You know, these Kardashians love their athletes. You know, we all know Khloe has a type. You know, she likes the unassuming, sort of like the not so much of a star, quiet types who are awkward maybe around females, so they sleep with every female that gives them attention or date them. And that's what it seemed like to me in this situation. I know I said Ben Simmons was a point guard. I think he's more like a forward. So don't be like, well, he's not a point guard, he's a forward. Okay, he's a forward. Anyway, just looking at some info all on my computer. But anyway, the thing about this is, like, you know, Kendall is dating and dating and dating. But all her other sisters in relationships, they've had children. She's the only sister that hasn't had a child yet. All her sisters have had kids except her. So maybe she'll break the trend of just not having kids. To me, she just seems like she likes athletes. She has a type, seemingly. You know, all these Kardashians females seem like they have a certain type of guy that they like. And with Ben Simmons, just understand, Ben, your career should come first before trying to be with the Kardashian. But this was the same guy. I will say this though about Ben Simmons. He dated Tanasia, and I believe he dumped Tanasia. Because they said Tanasia, you know, what's very ironic because they said that Tanasia was acting like a Kardashian, and that's why he stopped dating her. But he ends up dating a Jenner. So you have a chick who you're with who's acting like a Kardashian, but you get with a Jenner. Okay. I mean, I really hope that these athletes understand that these women are not going to enhance you. They're going to basically burn you out. They're going to sap from you. They're going to take from you. You, especially as a male, you don't gain much from being with a Kardashian or a Jenner. You really don't. Because by then, usually they get with men who are already established or who already have a base of fans. You know, they're making good money. But you don't really gain anything. I think these guys, they think they get with these women, they're going to gain a lot of attention. And that's true, but you can get caught up in it. Tristan Thompson got caught up in it. Kanye, to a certain degree, has gotten caught up in it. Lamar Odom got caught up in it. So we'll see. But that's it. That's all I have to say. Make sure you like this, share it. Make sure you continue to support me. Subscribe to all the channels. I'll see you on the next one.